What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper. It is Saturday, August 14th, 2021, and I wanted to give you guys an update on the hurricane season. But before I do that, I just wanted to mention the sponsor for today's video, which is My Patriot Supply. Now, My Patriot Supply is a company that sells emergency food that has a very long shelf life, and I highly recommend you guys check them out. And I have a link in the description box below this video. If you go to www.preparewithnyprepper.com, you can go there and get 25% off My Patriot Supply emergency food. So you can save almost as much as $100 on some of their products if you go to that link. And again, it's right below the video in the description box. And I do appreciate you guys checking out my sponsors. It helps me to continue to produce content for you guys for free. So check them out. And you can also check out some of my other sponsors. So without further delay, I want to give you guys an update on the hurricane season. So we're about to enter the peak of the hurricane season. The official peak starts in about a week, and it lasts all the way until the beginning of October. And we're starting to see an uptick in activity in the tropics. We have a major hurricane right now in the Pacific, which is Hurricane Linda. And Hurricane Linda has maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour, which is a Category 4 hurricane. It has a minimum pressure of 950 millibars, and it's expected to weaken back into a Category 2 hurricane and then eventually into a tropical storm. But the fact that Hurricane Linda has strengthened into a Category 4 hurricane is pretty significant, and we're not even in the peak yet officially. So the hurricane activity is starting to increase. And in the Atlantic basin, we have two storms right now. We have Tropical Storm Grace and we have Tropical Storm Fred. And Fred actually degenerated a little bit and weakened when it crossed over Cuba, but it is expected to re-strengthen into a tropical storm, at least a tropical storm, once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico. And it's possible it could even strengthen into a hurricane. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, the National Hurricane Center is having Fred stay a tropical storm and make landfall as a tropical storm somewhere around coastal Alabama and coastal Mississippi. And they're saying it's going to go up into Tennessee and cause some pretty catastrophic flooding and heavy rains and mudslides in the southern Piedmont and southern Appalachians. So we have to monitor Fred and see what happens. And we also have Tropical Storm Grace, which right now has maximum sustained winds of only 45 miles per hour. So it's barely a tropical storm. And it's expected to move west northwest over the Hispaniola area and stay a tropical storm. And from there on out, it's hard to say if it's going to strengthen into a hurricane or not, but we're going to have to keep an eye on Grace and see what happens. So I'll show you guys the cone right now, and you can see here that they have Grace staying as a tropical storm and possibly making landfall somewhere around the Florida Peninsula. And it could possibly strengthen even more. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the water temperatures in the Caribbean and in the Atlantic are well above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Many parts of the Gulf of Mexico are in the upper 80s. So the water is definitely warm enough for hurricanes to really strengthen. So there's no issue there. And here I'll show you guys the cone for Fred, and you can see that Fred is going to make landfall somewhere around Mississippi, or Alabama as a tropical storm, and it could possibly cause some serious flooding issues in these areas. So if you live in these areas here in this warning cone, Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, the southern Appalachians, you need to keep a close eye on what Fred is going to be doing. And one great way to do that is to hit the bell notification on my channel so you get notified of my uploads. I'll be watching this storm, but be prepared for heavy rains, at least a few inches of rain in these areas, which could possibly cause some flooding, flash flooding, urban flooding, mudslides. So be prepared for flooding related issues in this area here. Okay. And now we're going to go to Linda. I want to show you guys the warning cone for Linda. And again, Linda is a Cat 4 hurricane right now, and it's expected to weaken sometime tonight or tomorrow, and then continuously weaken over the next few days into a tropical storm. But it is a major hurricane right now, so we have to keep an eye on it. So I wanted to just give you guys this quick little update here. So we got to keep our eyes on Fred. We got to keep our eyes on Grace, see what happens with Grace, and obviously Linda as well. But expect more storms like this over the next few weeks to start to form and possibly threaten the U.S. coastline. So if you live in hurricane country, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you finalize your preps, because the peak of the season is just starting up right now. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.